Hello everyone, welcome back to our new house. If you haven't watched my last video, we are moving. That's the critical piece of information that you would have missed. But we are here today because we are starting to move in. I wanted to take you guys along with me, and then I realized this is now our third carload of stuff, so I better start recording before we're completely done moving in. So far, we've only moved in a few things, but we are cleaning and going to start moving in earnest later this weekend. But since we're already moving some stuff, like I said, 3 carloads, I figured I would show y'all what we've done so far. The timeline is as follows. We are cleaning now. We're going to clean as much as we possibly can ourselves. Things like this carpet, we can't clean ourselves. We are having that professionally steamed on Saturday, and then movers are showing up to move big things, furniture, on Sunday. We're going to try to move as much of the little things. If we can fit it in our car, we're going to try to move it ourselves. And let me show you what we've moved so far. My husband is walking around outside talking to a friend who has a pool, trying to figure out how he's supposed to take care of this thing. Anyway, most of what we have moved is kitchen stuff. So we are not anticipating that we're going to make a roast or something in the next couple of days, nor core a pineapple, though honestly, I've been eating a lot of pineapple. So we're moving over things that we don't anticipate needing for the next couple of days. I'm trying to find new homes for everything as we go along. Technically, this kitchen has more cabinets than we currently have in our house, but we're not sure if we're going to keep the island or not. We're going to need to redo this kitchen eventually. You can see that the previous owner was curious to paint the cabinets. They did a little swatch and decided to call it a day and left it that way. There's also a little cutout above our microwave where whatever appliances were there previously took up more space. So we need to find some way to sort of temporarily patch that until we redo this kitchen, which we do plan on doing, but there are a lot of things that we want to redo in this house. So it's going to take some time. And as I'm putting away things that we are bringing over, I'm having to reconsider how I organize things in my kitchen. Obviously, this is a different kitchen, different layout. And so previously, for example, I stored tumblers with our Tupperware or our Pyrex containers. That was how I grouped those categories. And now that I'm having to move things around and organize them in different cabinets that are capable of holding different volumes of things, I'm like, oh, maybe the tumblers belong with my everyday glassware. Do I have to put those things together? And honestly, that's kind of making me cringe a little bit, because then my glassware collection category would grow a lot more than I am used to thinking about it. So that's fun. Any other fellow Virgos or people who just typically nerd out about organization, which is why you're here, will probably appreciate. We're also moving as much as we can in our cars without buying boxes or bubble wrap or those types of things. I'm using this carry-on luggage. I used it to carry over some glass pieces of kitchenware earlier today that I just wrapped in dish towels, so we didn't have to have plastic or bubble wrap. We're going to move as much of those little things as we can ourselves, and then movers are coming on Saturday for the big things. Somebody has been digging around in our garden, and I told my husband it was a chicken, but he didn't believe me. This is the culprit. Yep. That's what he's been doing. Can you please stop? Thank you. And we're back. Magic. We are back at our old house, packing up more stuff. It's actually now Saturday. A lot has happened at the new house that I will tell you about later, but I wanted to show you one thing real quick. This is all of my day wear. It doesn't include socks, underwear, things like that, or my outerwear, or a couple of things that are in the wash and we need to launder before moving because we won't have a washer or dryer for a little while. But with a few exceptions, all of my clothing fits into this incredibly overstuffed garment bag. So proud. Hello, good evening. I was editing some clips yesterday of some recent videos that I've taken, and I realized that I've been wearing the same black and white shirt for a while now. So this is the first time you will have seen me in a different outfit, but I don't care. A, that's how I dressed during the pandemic. I'm not doing anything really strenuous, so I can wear the same thing for a while. And B, we've been running around like mad people trying to move everything. It is Saturday, movers are coming tomorrow, and a ton has happened. Let me show you. The first thing to report is that we brought our 2 rugs from our old house and had them, as well as all of the carpets in the upstairs and down here, steamed. So everything feels a lot fresher. We do plan to replace the flooring at some point, but we'll probably start on the downstairs and then work our way up. So we'll likely have that carpet for a little while, so we wanted it to be clean. We also, I think this is our 5th carload of stuff, but this is everything we were able to pack in my car and my husband's car. Again, that rug was just cleaned. We've got some rug pads back there. A lot of this stuff is my husband's clothing from his closet. You know that tiny little closet? He packs so much into there. These are our sconces. We are taking them with us and hope to put them up somewhere here. But that is stuff that doesn't belong in the kitchen. And then this is everything that belongs in the kitchen. One small thing I want to note is that if you are moving yourself in the near future, I really recommend having a go bag, just a bag full of stuff, kind of what you would keep in your everyday bag, but including some sustenance and tape measures and food that doesn't need to be refrigerated and ibuprofen and whatever else you need. I've been moving back and forth between the 2 houses, so it's been really helpful to have something I can kind of stash everything in. And then I also have a little station where I always keep those things at both houses. Anyway, we are still moving stuff. We got almost everything from our kitchen. Again, we're just using luggage and kitchen linens and clothing to pad all of the delicate items from our kitchen so that we don't have to use boxes or bubble wrap. And one of the things that I am really excited about is in here. We have such a great pantry now. Aww. It's so nice. There's a little bit of staining on some of the shelves. I plan on painting these. At first I thought I was going to do something a bit more dramatic than this, but more dramatic than painting it, like ripping out the shelves and starting over with some different configuration. But I think that painting the walls a less yellowy white and then going bold and dramatic with a dark color on the shelves is what I would like to do. And we're starting to move some of our food. This was just all of our hermetic jars. We have some packaged food at the house as well that we still need to move, but we're not going to get a refrigerator until Monday. And so I have a feeling there will be a lot of takeout in our future. It is now much, much later. I think it's been about an hour and a half since I've checked in with you, although it feels like it's been a lot longer. We've been struggling trying to put things into the kitchen cabinets, and honestly, this is probably a terrible time to try to find where things will live in this new kitchen. We should just be chucking things into cabinets and dealing with that later, but we've both been very particular and have been adjusting shelves. Oh my God, so many of these shelves each of the cabinets are a different width, and so you can't sort of mix things up at all. You have to keep track of what boards go where. So we were moving a lot of different pegs at one time, and that ended up being a disaster, but we finally have it sorted out, and I think we are already starting to learn some things about this house that we don't like, or I guess some things about this kitchen. This is the only space we've really been in, but we know we want to redo it at some point in the future. So we're not really like super disappointed by that, but I think it will be more than fine in the meantime while we live with this kitchen for a while. But I'm surprised that since this house is so much bigger, it feels like I have more stuff. Part of that is because of this island. Okay, so in this kitchen, even though it is technically bigger than our kitchen, it feels smaller. It feels like there is less storage. And I believe the reason for that is because of this island. We haven't actually put a single thing in these bottom cabinets. I think what we're really missing is more uppers. And so because there's this pass through here, you can't actually have currently upper cabinetry up there. And I am so used to storing some things up high that storing it in a lower cabinet is a really disconcerting idea. And so I am on team, let's put some more cabinetry over here and close off this pass through. But my husband, I think, really is enamored with the idea of an island. We haven't had an island before, but you can also see like where the dishwasher is whenever you have that open, and we use our dishwasher like a drying rack. And so I personally think we could do without the island, or maybe have a much smaller sort of movable island that we could move out of the way whenever we don't need it. Let me know which team you are on. What is your opinion? I feel like I'm complaining a lot, and I don't mean to. I really love this house, and every time we come back here, I want to leave less and less. I want to stay here. I want it to be time for this to be where we live all the time now. So I am very happy with this house. I don't mean to complain. Everything that we have left to do, I think, is mostly stuff that needs to go into our closets. And I still have some clothing in my car. I forgot to get it out. I'll go grab that in a second. We haven't wanted to step on the carpet because it's just been cleaned, but we need to put the booties on and actually start tackling it. Anyway, I've been thinking about this because I have some shelves in my closet, in my new closet. And I don't know that I actually need this shoe rack anymore, but we are doing something kind of surprising, which is we're not going to declutter things now. I think right now we're just too under the gun time-wise, and I don't want to make those decisions. And so we are just going to, there are several things that we've already come across that we think we're going to get rid of, but we're just leaving them in the cabinets or wherever they are right now. We're not going to have any kind of discard pile to just sort of take up more mental bandwidth. We're just going to defer those decisions and focus right now on moving stuff in. I need to get rid of this lovely tie rack, but this is what my closet looks like now when I've just chucked things out of the garment bag and onto rails. I don't think it will look like this long term, but I'm not going to take the time to mess with it right now. We've got other things to get done. I need to run to my friend Rebecca's to pick up a cat carrier because I'm not buying a second cat carrier. We only need one cat carrier, so I'm going to borrow one of hers instead of buying another. And we need to load up the car again. So we are ready to move the last bits of things that aren't furniture before movers get here tomorrow. Good morning. It is finally moving day, which feels silly to say because we've been moving for a little while now, but we have about half an hour, a little more than half an hour before the movers get here, and we're going to load up our second car. We loaded up our first car last night, but there's still some more stuff that we need to get out of the way. Again, we're only having the movers move furniture, heavy things. It's an in-town move kind of, and so we can move things ourselves, and it's also pandemic time. So the fewer things I have other people touching, the less I will have to clean it once it gets to the new house. So we need to load up the car and get ready for them so we can kind of get out of the way once they get here. It's two guys showing up, and I'm sure they're going to speed through everything, so we need to get out of their way. In the meantime, my husband picked up P. Terry's breakfast, and I've never had P. Terry's breakfast, but I'm very excited about this. Moment of truth. Pretty good. I'm not gonna say amazing, but look how much egg is in there. And you know I love eggs. Here for that. It's my last time putting on contacts in this bathroom. I'm actually really excited. It is going to be an interesting situation this morning with the cats. We think we're going to put them away in our guest bathroom. That's where we keep their litter box anyway. So usually we put them away in the guest room whenever we have maintenance people or anyone come over. They're both free cats, but I think we're going to keep them in the guest bathroom because nothing is actually leaving that room. So we can shut them off in there, put their food in there, their litter box is already in there, and then once all the big stuff is moved, then we will stow them away into their carriers and introduce them to the new house. While I'm here, I've been using this Miss Jessie's multicultural curls instead of Velvet Hammer, which I believe was discontinued. And I find that this is a really great substitute. It also smells lovely, in my opinion. There are kind of mixed reviews, at least on the Target website, about the scent. I love it. My hair is very happy for the moisture. Much better. Hi, I need to just stop everything I'm doing and check in. I keep looking around and noticing things and wanting to put things away, and then I notice the next thing, and then 20 minutes later, I still haven't checked in with y'all. But the movers are gone now. We are mostly moved in. We still have a few things back at the house that we need to go get, including the cats that probably think we have abandoned them. But we have not abandoned them. The house is just empty, and I'm sure they are panicking. But the movers are gone, and I have been sort of focused on putting things away down here. My husband's been doing the same thing upstairs, and I just went upstairs remembering like I needed to bring him something. And then when I got up there, I was like, oh my God, there's this whole other world up there. Like, this is a lot of house for us. I think I'm going to primarily live down here, and my husband has his office upstairs. I think this is going to be how we live for a while until we get used to having so much space. But we've put a couple of things away. I can show you. It still looks like a mess, which we have been working, but I swear there's been progress. It still looks messy though. This is my office right now, which is still weird to say. I need to center that desk. We need to, at some point, I want to build some bookends, and we can do that especially because we have extra length on this wall, and so if we build bookends, then the windows would be symmetrical, centered on that bit of wall. So that is one of the projects that I want to tackle in here eventually. Otherwise, it's exactly the same setup as before in our office at the old house, except it's all mine now. Haven't done anything in the powder room. Kitchen also looks kind of a mess. Brought my coffee maker here. Home is where your coffee maker is. And so this is officially home. Also weird to say. Our living room, I keep remarking that I am surprised at how much I like our furniture in there. I guess I shouldn't be surprised because we have neutral furniture, so it should work kind of anywhere, but I am surprised I like it as much as I do. I think it fits. Oh, and we got some very sweet gifts from some friends and our neighbors. So we moved to a suburb north of Austin that we've previously joked of as Canada, and so they made us these passports that have our personal details inside, and we thought that was super sweet, just welcoming us to the neighborhood. And our neighbors at our old house got us the complete book of the admirable personal qualities of President Donald J. Trump. It's a blank notebook. We thought that was so cute. And this is what will be our room. We decided that we're not going to move our current, here I'll back up. We're not going to move our current bed and nightstands into this room. We are instead going to find a king size bed because I am concerned that this room is so large that a queen size bed would not fit the scale of the room. And now that we have 2 cats sleeping with us, I kind of feel like that's a lot of beings for a queen size bed. I wake up several times a night because I will just like accidentally kick Norman and wake up wondering what just happened, or wake up because Danny kicked me off of my own pillow. And so I am hoping that a larger bed might give us a bit more sleep. But in the meantime, we are going to sleep upstairs, which I will show you now. We are wearing these very attractive booties because we just got our carpets cleaned. This is what will be our, here, let me back out. This is what will be our guest room because it has this ensuite over here. And so we think that our current furniture would be great for this room. So we're going to set up everything now. We also need to go get some food and pick up the cats and get a few other small things that we left at the house. So I'm going to leave you guys for now and check in a bit. I am now on my way back to the house. Actually, first I need to stop and get cat litter. We are out of cat litter, wet food, and there's something else I need to pick up. Food, Taco Bell. We're just going to get something quick and cheap and easy because it is now 3:06 and we have yet to eat lunch. Also, obviously, this is just the little stand in my car that I use for like navigation and Spotify. This is not really meant for filming purposes, so it's not the best angle. Is this where I want to be? I'm gonna stay over here because I think it's too early. Okay, I'm back on a familiar road, so I can speak again. Back at the new house, we were able to put together our bed. It's in our guest room, or what will be our guest room, but we're going to be staying there for a little while. I'm now heading back home to collect cats' bedding. Our bedding is currently in the wash, and we aren't getting our washer and dryer, our new washer and dryer delivered until Thursday. So we need to do as much laundry as possible now, and we can definitely hold out until Thursday to need to do laundry again. That won't be a problem. We've also realized that we put our bed upstairs, but our clothing is in our closets downstairs, and so we need to rectify that. I know that I'm very slow at decorating and picking out furniture, and so a part of me wants to just pick something and throw it in and call it done, and the other part knows that that's not how I roll. I'm going to agonize over this decision, and we will see. Hopefully we won't be upstairs for too terribly long. I would like to move back downstairs, or move downstairs and actually experience the house the way we intend to live there. That said, I also want to do the bathroom. I want to renovate the master bathroom. That is priority number one. And so if we're going to be renovating that space anyway, then it makes sense to be upstairs. I don't know. There are a lot of options. Okay, I've made it to the drive-thru. I just picked up cat litter. That's a pretty essential thing to have. There were so many people out, but I think it's a combination of a lot of things, but it's also a nice day and it's a Sunday. So speaking of Sundays, actually part of the reason that I haven't been filming for so long is that we've been house hunting just about every weekend for the last year, and that has been very grueling. It takes so much out of you, and the Austin housing market right now is on fire. Houses are just flying off the shelves, and they're very competitive, and it was emotionally draining what we've just been through. So for anybody else who is home shopping, I hear it's not just Austin, I hear it's lots of other places. So if you are in the process of looking for a home yourself, my sympathies. But when you find the one that is meant to be, it is amazing and such a relief. I just got back to the house. I texted my husband that I beat him here and said that it's weird to call this the house instead of home, but these little babies have been so worried. Norman made a house down there. He wasn't actually worried. He made a little nest for himself there. The blanket we tossed there. He didn't drag the blanket himself into that bookshelf, but made it here first, and I picked up some food along the way. I picked up some Taco Bell, which I am very excited about. We haven't eaten since breakfast, so I'm starving. And then we have just a few things left over, some cleaning supplies, this monitor that we need to give away for free, and some just odds and ends that are going to be easy to shove into our cars. So it's so exciting. We can see light at the end of the tunnel. We are almost done. We need to take a moment because my medicine cabinet is empty. Such a sad day. We are in a mad dash to the finish line, so I have to keep it quick, but we are packing up our toiletries in our laundry bags, and we're very nearly there. These guys are super bored. You're gonna be so excited when you get to your new house, though. I know. She's not happy.
The star expelled its outer layers into space, forming a rapidly expanding bubble of gas and dust. The Stingray is the youngest such nebula yet seen. It began forming just a few decades ago.
I found the traffic. Car is loaded up again. I think my tires could pop any second. There's so much in here. We have a lot of stuff. I'm glad we are moving just to show me how much we have. I think a lot of it is kind of stuff that I consider part of the house, or things like guest toiletries. I don't really consider that my possession. I consider that a convenience for my guests. Not that I have that many guest toiletries, but it adds up. Anyway, we are on our way back to the new house now. We are going to focus on unloading my husband's car first because he needs to run to Lowe's and pick up a few things curbside before they close, and then we're not going to take the time to organize anything. We're just going to dump stuff in rooms and then hustle back to the house to get the cats. Those poor babies are so bored. They're just trapped in an empty house. They have food, they have water, they have their litter box, but they are bored. So we're going to move as quickly as possible to get them into the house. I can't wait to see what they do. I think I'm just going to wander around and observe them. Having some breakfast by our pool. We need to figure out how to clean this soon. Hopefully by the end of the week, it will actually be clean. Super nice sitting out here though. Look at this little cuddle bug. Aww, I think she missed us yesterday. Norman has yet to leave underneath the bed. Oh my goodness. Norman's still under the bed, but she is being very adventurous. She wants to go into every single room, smell all the things, rub her face on corners. She is super happy to be here. All right, I've now had my breakfast, had my coffee, and I think I'm capable of having a conversation. I didn't check in last night because we were moving things until just about 2 a.m. Not moving things from the old house into here, but sort of putting things away a little bit here. And we got the cats and set things up for them. We prepped their litter box, gave them food, and then we showered and passed out. I don't think we've had more than about 5 hours of sleep a night for the last a little more than a week now. Things have just been so busy with the move and with work. Hopefully I can take a day off soon, either this week or next, just to have a little more time to focus on getting the house situated so that we can finally feel settled. Oh, I got distracted because my refrigerator started making noise. We got our refrigerator delivered and installed today, so that is one step closer to normal, and it matches all of our other appliances, although matching appliances is kind of the least of our concerns in the kitchen right now. Anyway, today is supposed to be a working day. I actually have meetings going on right now that I'm not able to attend because our internet is down. My husband is working on that, and while he does that, I think I'm going to take a stab at putting some things away in our kitchen. I think the kitchen is always the place where people and things congregate, and so some other parts of our house are looking better than this. I'm going to put things away. I'm not going to try to organize things. I think it's going to take some time for us to live here and develop an opinion about where things should go, but I just want to get clear surfaces so we can think a little bit better. someone tried to successfully jump into the dishwasher. That was fun. Anyway, the kitchen is now clear. This looks so much better. Let me back out. There we go. Kitchen is clear. There are, like I said, I didn't organize anything. I just put things into cabinets, and we're going to have to organize things later. This is a huge mess. Eventually, my plan is to have our cleaning supplies, everything is an adventure to her right now. Eventually, we now have a laundry room, and so I want to put cleaning supplies like that and this vacuum if my husband wants to keep it in said laundry room, which doesn't have a washer or dryer in it yet. Those are being delivered in a couple of days. This is everything that used to live in our old laundry room, plus some things that lived in our utility closet. But I want to have our washer and dryer right there, and then probably some shelving over here to store vacuums, cleaning supplies, things like that. I'm trying to keep doors closed so she can't get her cat fur everywhere since we've been diligently cleaning things, but she is an explorer, so I guess you get this room. I've also started a little discard pile by our door. This was a coffee grinder that the previous owner left in a cabinet. It was tucked away. I think he forgot it was there. And this clock that used to live in our bathroom at the old house was a casualty of the move. The little plastic cover broke on it. So starting to find some things that we can discard here. But like I've said before, it is going to take, I think, more mental energy to discard things. And so the goal right now is to just get things put away, get things assembled, and then we can focus on decluttering later. Hello again. I love it here. It's great. It is now about 7 p.m., I think. We were able to restore our internet earlier, so we were able to work most of the day. I was not really able to take calls in my office because there was no rug in there. It was super echoey, and it's kind of like whenever you're on a Zoom call and somebody doesn't mute, they've got two speakers or whatever, and you hear that reverb. It was kind of like that, and so it was difficult to concentrate in some of my meetings. And so after work, actually, I ended up taking some calls from a bedroom because it's carpeted. So I was just sitting in an empty room having my calls. But we moved, let me turn you around to show you. We moved the rug from our dining room to my office. And this isn't intended to be a long-term solution. I don't think this rug is the right size for this room. I think it's far too big, but in the meantime, it will serve to dampen some of the echoing that's happening in here. It hasn't fixed it completely. I think we need to put some things on the walls to help out, but this is a temporary solution. We have it, and so it can help there. We're also storing the rug pad underneath, even though with the rug pad, it becomes too thick so that I can't actually open the door. Fun, but that's what it looks like. I think it actually looks pretty nice. It's really exciting to have my own space to work. We've been working from home for a year, and so both of us having our own offices was not something we were expecting to find in a house. I think we really lucked out with this house, and so we are really grateful, really happy for this journey to finally be over. Things are almost done. Here, I guess I already showed you the kitchen earlier, which has managed to already have a few things get out of place, but there's not much left down here besides adding things. We need to get a dining table. Living room is kind of the star of the show. This came together really well. Danny found a box to sit on. I just started filming and Danny jumped up here. But I think I'm going to wait to show you the rest of the house, especially the upstairs. There are a few things that we still need to put together, and my husband is working under a deadline, and so I think I'm going to end this here, but eventually I will show you a tour of everything. Expect to see some empty rooms because we still need to buy furniture. Ooh, you okay? Okay. And we're also still in a pandemic, so if we were able to have guests come over, I think we would be more motivated to have our guest room finished and a dining table and things like that. But since we're not quite there yet, we're going to take our time, and we have to balance buying furniture with renovations that we want to do. So we need to make a plan, but step one was buying the house, and we made it this far. I'm also really happy to have been able to share this with y'all. It's been really fun, and I'm looking forward to the next couple of weeks. I'm gonna wrap this up here, but so good again to do this, and I will be seeing you soon.